So the next trial that we're going to look at kind of builds on a philosophy that the weed science program has here, that a POA control program is more than just herbicides. This is going to combine PGRs and herbicides together. The PGR of emphasis in this trial is Trimmit. Active ingredient is paclobutrazol. The reason Trimmit is included in several of these treatments that we'll look at is that we've had great success in plot work looking at Trimmit applications in the fall for POA suppression. It can be additive to a herbicide program. It doesn't replace a herbicide program, it's just additive in making herbicide programs maybe look a little bit better or perform better than they do without the PGR sequence behind it. One question that was brought forward from last year's POA videos was, if I implement a Trimmit program, how does that affect the performance of a herbicide program? Will it make it any worse, any better, and does that vary by mode of action group? That's what this trial is designed to look at, so let's get started. First plot in front of me, this is a non-treated check plot. Again, research grade POA pressure here at this site in Knoxville. Almost 100% POA cover in the non-treated check, and our latitude 36 bermudagrass just starting to emerge from winter dormancy. So our first treated plot is going to be a sequence of Trimmit applications, Trimmit at 16 fluid ounces per acre. These were applied in September, October, and November. That's been a standard program that's performed well in research trials here in Tennessee for a few years. What we did was we added a Barricade application at 32 ounces per acre in September 9th on top of that. So we've got the PGR sequence and our Barricade application. And we can see really good POA control here evaluated in March. We compare that, this is just the Barricade alone on the same date, September 9th, with no PGR sequence behind it. POA control, similar between these two plots. We've got, for one reason or another, some winter annual broadleaf pressure in this plot that we didn't have in the plot prior. Next plot we'll look at, so this is a PGR sequence which will be consistent through all of the plots that we'll look at in this test. September, October, and November, 16 ounces an acre of Trimmit each time. And then here what we've done is we've added specticle applications at 3 ounces per acre every time to go with it. So we've got 3 ounces of specticle in September, 3 ounces of specticle in October, and then another 3 ounces of specticle in November. Arguably a little overkill on the specticle rate front. One of the trends we've seen in some other trials is for various reasons, particularly with traffic and shoulder season golf, pushing those specticle rates a little bit lower. Overall control here is excellent with our PGR series behind it. We compare that. This is that same specticle series again. You can see the dates on the screen. Our POA control here without the Trimmit sequence behind it, similar to what we looked at before. Here, we're going to get into a herbicide series where we'll see a little bit of a difference. So the plot that you're looking at, this is that same PGR series with Trimmit applied September, October, and November at 16 ounces each time. And then we have an application of Tower coming in October and November as well, 32 ounces an acre of Tower each time. The reason that the Tower is included is that it has early post-emergence activity on emerging POA seedlings with some limited residual. We saw POA emergence happen at this site when our trigger conditions for emergence occurred in October 14th. Those trigger conditions for POA emergence are when we have soil temperatures at 66 Fahrenheit at a 2 centimeter depth for a 7-day period, and then we have precipitation in that same 7-day window to go along with it. Here we can see overall this isn't perfect POA control, but performance here is adequate. We compare this now, we take the Trimmit series away, so we don't have the September, October, and November Trimmit. We just have that single application of Tower, and there's a difference here in control, that this single series of Tower applications did not perform as well as we had with the PGR program behind it. Here's another situation where we'll see some separation, some advantage to the PGR program. Again, this PGR program is not going to be a complete herbicide replacement. None of these plots from September, October, and November, the applications of Trimmit would be expected to be completely clean here in March of the following year. We've got September, October, November applications of Trimmit here, and then this got a spring application of Xonerate at 9 fluid ounces per acre to go with it. And we can see here, not the best control, but when we compare that to the plot next to us, we can see a big difference. So here, this had no PGR sequence behind it, so none of the Trimmit applications in the fall, only a spring application of Xonerate at 9 ounces. And you can see the control here is not what we would have hoped for. A similar trend as we move into other post-emergence products. So this is a fall sequence of Trimmit applications with a spring application of Sencor. Our Sencor application rate is 10 ounces per acre here. And then we compare this with no PGR sequence behind it. And we've got a spring Sencor application, a marked difference in control there with the PGR program removed. We move forward into a non-selective program. So this is a fall application series of Trimmit, September, October, and November with a spring treatment of Cheetah Pro. Our Cheetah Pro rate here is 82 ounces per acre. This was applied to dormant turf on January 28th. You can see our control here doing well. We contrast this. This is with no fall PGR program behind it, just a spring sequence of Cheetah Pro for comparison. And then finally, we've got an ALS series. Negate was our ALS inhibiting herbicide of choice here. This was applied March 2nd, so pretty new to look at this with our filming date today, particularly with cold weather that's on us at the moment. This is a fall application series of Trimmit. Again, September, October, November, 16 ounces each time. Coming in the spring with a Negate application at 1.5 ounces per acre with a surfactant to go along with it. And then we can see here an increase in our overall POA pressure. We've got no PGR series, and we've made that same spring Negate application and a difference with what we looked at in the plot prior. So overall, you can see that the PGR series in the fall tends to be additive on these POA programs, maybe not nearly as additive as those that have residual chemistry acting from a pre-emergence standpoint. But when we look at our post-emergence herbicide performance, certainly a benefit to keeping that POA suppressed in the canopy with applications of Trimmit to bermudagrass in the fall. There's a lot more work to be done in this area to refine those programs, and it's something that we're actively pursuing at the University of Tennessee, and we'll share with you in future videos moving forward. Thank you.